Hey, bro, I ain't finished. I ain't finished my sentence.
Nothing you're saying has anything to do with regret.
Hey, boy.
Don't call me boy.
Don't
Me, big boy. Joe is either going to free the people or enslave the people. He says if you send crypto to an address that they put on a block.
I'm really blessed to be able to sit here with you today and just take accountability. I was dealing with some various issues, dealing with bipolar also. So it would take the ideas I had and have me take them to an extreme where I would forget about the protection of the people around me and myself. So I wanted to come and take accountability. Sometimes people aren't that knowledgeable about the bipolar and the cause or what causes it and the way you act when you have this disease.
Sure, everybody. Today we are going to be taking a look at Ethereum whales and Bitcoin whales buying right now at these levels and what that means for the bull run going forward.
I don't know what happened to him. I don't know who whispered in their ear. It's an eerie correlation because not that I watch Ben's content, but it comes up and he just looks so disheveled. And like, we all know Ben's character before, he was a frantic little so-and-so. And that, I guess that's why people kind of liked him. Right. And then something happens. And then they come back and they're just like lobotomized. So I don't know if that, who's phoning me right now? I don't know if that Kanye was a parody, because that is a different Kanye than we saw with his, remember his banger song he just released? And then now he's completely lobotomized. Now that could be just, it could be a long troll Kanye's playing. I don't know. But my dark prediction is that we're going to see Elon holding hands with those Jewish guys and doing that public shaming apology, because left to his own device, Elon, he'll do whatever he wants. He'll die on his hill, right? But he has 14 liabilities. That's 14 children, right? So when you wonder why these people do these things they do, it's because threat of their children. Now, is it those two Jewish guys threatening their children? I don't know. You said it. You said it, not me. Anyway, there's 14 liabilities, 14 vulnerabilities that they can lean on. So when we see X go into like the cinnamon roll censorship platforms like Blue Sky and Facebook and all the bullshit, you'll know that, he got an offer he couldn't refuse. So they can't. I've done videos about silver or lead, which is usually their MO. This small concentric circle of power money's MO. They'll offer you a lot of money, but unfortunately, you can't really offer Elon a lot of money because he has more money than anyone could ever imagine, right? So there's no silver, there's just lead. So after turning down their offer, they walk out of the room and say, okay, well, be a shame if something happened to your kids. That's all we're saying. Be a shame if something happened to your kids. And then he doesn't take it seriously. Then next thing you know, maybe one of his kid turns into a tranny. I don't know how these things work. It's just coincidence, right? These are all coinky dinks. They're all coinky dinks. What's next? What's going to happen to another one of his kids? I don't know. But there'll come a time where you'll probably see Elon hand in hand with whoever that is, rabbi or something. Like, what? You got to understand, as a Canadian with no allegiance to any real country, because Canada is a failed state now. I don't understand the dedication and devotion to Jewish rabbis from another country. I don't get it, right? Maybe you guys in the comment section can educate just a stupid Canuck why that's so important. You know, why does anyone care? I don't know. Up here in Canada, I don't really understand. If someone can enlighten me, I don't know. I try to figure it out. What's going on here? What's so much money? You know, why don't they send the money to, I don't know, some of the failed states in the America, you know, that need food and infrastructure and stuff like that? Why don't they send the money there? I don't know. I'm just a dumb Canuck up here, right? You know, looking for answers. Good news and bad news. So do you remember me talking about that level that must break and my Fibonacci's not showing up in color? Remember? That's because they were somehow, TradingView just reinstituted a new Fibonacci that was incorrect. Now, it's good news and bad news. So the good news is we didn't close under the 50 moving. Oh, let's see. What do we got here? This is my wick. Yeah. So let's move the wick up to where it actually is. Oh, we can just we'll put it there for posterity's sake. So we didn't close underneath the 50 moving average. That is good news. Like if we're going to go along the lines of this technical astrology, historically, this is a nice bounce on a weekly, right? We go back, you know, just to prove my point a little bit. We're down here through a wick under, and then we're off to the races. Back here through a wick under, off to the races. So generally, when we don't close under the 50 moving average on the weekly, and I don't know if you're bored to death of this analogy, but it's important because this is, you know, how the psychology of the market works. Even though it's a nice, healthy wick, just a big old swinging wick underneath the 50 moving average, wicks don't matter. You know, those are the James Wins of this world, just getting leveraged out. You know what? I'm gonna leverage to 100x on this, and that's what wicks are. They're unrealistic bargains with the market. That's why all these exchanges make so much money, because they liquidate people with leverage. So we got back up to, look at that, just tucked right into our channel of ascension, which is actually the bull flag of this weekly chart. So that's the good news. Now, the bad news is my Fibonacci's were wrong. I remember I had it at one. Oh, what did I do here? I don't want to do that. I had it at 115 because when I was pulling the Fibonacci's, they were coming out different and they were orange and bronze. I'm like, what the hell's going on here, right? And so I managed to cut and paste an old Fibonacci with my color schemes and whatnot. And I had it wrong. This super huge level is 109. It's not 115 because it changes with the new low. Every time there's a new low, we have to put in the fib, draw it from the top to the bottom to find that 38.2% fib. And now it's 109. So this is can happen today, right? It could happen on the stream, really, because we're only like $2,500 away. It's this. Hopefully, we have a cacophony of dad rules come out. Maybe this morning, maybe this week. Maybe we find out that, you know, the U.S. government, all the rent-seeking reptiles are back at work. Thank God, right? Thank God they're back at work. These old fucking retards, right? If that happens, then maybe we see a rejoice of liquidity back into the system, because really that's what we're kind of lacking here. You know, there's no women at the party. It's just a bunch of dudes looking around going, should I stay at this party? I mean, there's no chicks here, right? And then, you know, the liquidity is the bus of Hawaii 5-0 suntan girls coming in bikinis. Like, oh, okay, yeah, now we got ourselves a party. Let's do this thing, right? And the market rejoices. And we have the commingling, you know, of money and power back into the market. And we see some nice upward swings. Now, the upward swings we need to see is 38.2% fib at 109. We want to blast past that. The old one was 115. Well, you can see how these things were opposite, right? Now it's the 61.8% fib. But this is on the upside, not really the downside. I only care about 61.8% on the downside, right? when we're pulling from bottom to top to see where we'll retrace, right? Now we're doing the opposite. And thank God these color-coded things now work. But anyway, 109, it shows up on everything. I got it back on here. 109, yeah, there it is. So I said 110 Friday. How far were we away from that? 110, 3.5% away. That's what my ideal Friday was, because maybe subconsciously I kind of knew we had to get above 109, even though that's not the correct fibs. Now, if you wanted to get a little bit technical, astrologically pedantic, we could, there's a little bit, nothing to get the panties in a bunch. There's a little bit of negative divergence of the hidden, sneaky, cheeky kind. Like it's just out there. It's like there's something on the dashboard blinking and you look and it's gone, right? It's like, what did I see? Like, am I out a windshield wiper? No, I guess not. And you look away. What? That's what hidden divergence is. It's not really anything in particular, but it's there. We'll just point it out. It's a hidden kind. Usually what this means is that unless we have some massive dad rules, that it's probably, how can I get rid of this? It's what am I deleting? I'm pressing delete and nothing's deleting. Oh, I got to be with this guy. That's right. User error again. There we go. No, it didn't. Okay, now delete it. I'm touching it. Okay, I'm touching it. Delete. Oh, I just got rid of it there. Anyway, there is that. But that's not really reversal divergence. It's more just like something to keep your eye out. Where's the volume? Where's the sentiment? Are we really bullish after this move, or is it fake? And that's what that's saying. But that's it. That's it. Otherwise, we're just, if one wanted to be, uber bullish, one might draw a cute little bear bull flag. I don't know. It's a tight little flag up here, but let's just do it. I mean, we're here, right? Like imagine doing a live stream, having a bull flag and not doing it. I mean, what kind of channel is this? Notice it's all red, right? Instead of green. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change this one to green so we have a little bit of manifestation going on. You take the bull, you slide it all to the breakout point, and then we're all at. $111.6. Good news about that is that it's above 109. If this bull flag plays out, we will blow past 109. Hopefully it's not just a wick. Hopefully we close some candles above 109. And that's where this little bull flag would probably take us. 111, just probabilities. No guarantees. We're actually hitting our head on this, so we are seeing our first little bit of rejection in no man's land too, which I kind of like. I prefer a confused market outside of support and resistance and Fibonacci's, right? That means there's something brewing. Is it upside, downside? No, nobody knows, right? Whoever tells you they do, they're lying. Nobody knows. There are some people that knows, like I said, the pros. The pros know. The pros already know when the rent-seeking reptiles are going back to work. They already know this. They're prepared. They've got their positions in already, right? That's why they're pros. Anything in particular happen on the... Well, see, yeah, I guess here's the 109. It would be getting back into this channel of ascension with a little bit of resistance, you might say, from our old channel. Well, it's not our old channel. We're in our channel of descension. So you would be hitting, which you generally break bullish. Probabilities are channel of descensions break bullish. So we do have a little bit of a confluence. We can also add the 20 and the 50. So there are some historic and slightly monumental resistance at that 109 level that we would have to fight through on the ding-dong. But, if we think that we're going to hit that bull flag will play out, we'll blast through it, and then we'll close. Here's 111. closing here would be right at, oh, snap, the 200 moving average. I forgot. I didn't really see that white little knight shining there. I got lost in the mix. So yeah, we have the confluence of all these three moving averages slightly. They're not touching. You know, they're showering, but they're not touching, right? They're in the same shower, just not touching, right? And this is what's going to happen. Confluence here at 111, perfect. My bullish take on today would be at least to, you know, if we're not going to close a candle above 109 on the daily, which is fine, at least we'd like to close the candle at this channel of eternal monotony's support, now acting as resistance. Maybe take a breather over the night. Let Asia catch its wind. It's like, is this an 8? Are we at an 8? 108? Okay, yeah. We're at an 8. Let's buy. And then we'll maybe see them pile in there and make that a 111, you know, with the help of Asia. Because we're all working together here, right? Except for that Wynn guy. It's the humble opinion of this piano that James Wynn is just a, you know, insider troll that tries to romanticize leverage trading for the dummies, right? So, hey, look at this guy. He's making all these leverage trades. He's making lots of money. I can do that, right? I mean, I don't have millions of dollars to do it. I just have a full-time 9-to-5 job, but I can leverage trade too, just like James Wynn. And he's just like, he's almost like that nerd bomb that takes all the pictures with the fake girlfriends. You know, he's just trolling, and the reaction he gets is exactly what he wants. You know, people, this mother effer, such a, like, you're just ching, 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 ching. Every response is just pushing the algorithm out, and he's making a nice little Twitter job, or Twitter money off those posts. And then, of course, here you can see our channel of Ascension, which is also the bull flag, is getting a nice support. We closed the candle inside. That's pretty bullish. Closing this, you know, the candle itself is pretty bearish. But the fact that we closed above the 50 and in this channel of Ascension is pretty bullish moving into this week. If we were to hit that, look at that 111, it would be, if we were to get to 111 and close at the end of this week, it would be a bullish dream come true, right? We'd also put in a bullish engulfing candle, which is also a bullish dream come true. And then we'd probably find some headwinds at the 50% or the 50% fib here at 112. Has anybody watched the Ben videos? They're ultra disturbing, I find. Like, it reminded me of that Batman movie where he gets beat up the whole time. I don't know if it's the last one, like Batman Begins or something, where with Bane, with the Bane character, and he just beats him up the whole movie. It's like, it was one of the last movies I think I saw. Was that 10 years ago or something like that? Where I'm like, why am I watching a superhero get beat? And then I'm like, oh, I see. This is predictive programming. We're going to see all our heroes get beat up in the next 10 years. And more or less, that's what happened. All my heroes just slowly got beat up. But watching Ben's videos now, it's disturbing. It's disturbing, like how it's not a commercial for meds. So on one hand, let's say, hey, at least he's not, running around with guns and girlfriends and live streaming, although it was pretty good entertainment. At least he's mellowed out. Well, that's like those SSRIs that just like, they mitigate your highs and lows till you just kind of live in this channel of monotony. To coin a phrase, he's in his own intellectual and emotional channel of eternal monotony. Welcome to this event show, where today we're going to be talking about Bitcoin and Ethereum. And the thing is, doesn't stop his sponsors. Still got sponsors, still got affiliate links, and still gets thousands of views. So it's it is what it is, right? I feel bad for him. I don't. The thing is about bipolar, I have a lot of experience in bipolar because almost every girlfriend I had was bipolar or borderline personality disorder. It seems like my girlfriends came standard bipolar or borderline personality. It's like it was right in the engine. I Like, can I get one without borderline personality disorder? No. All our cars are made that way. Really? Okay. Well, if there's no choice. So the one thing I noticed is that E-Money, you got to type. No, not anymore. That's there was a time where you have to understand I was swimming in the shallow end of a dirty swamp, right? It was the nightclub industry. So they all got issues, right? But it was like borderline personality is a double-edged sword, because at first it's a little bit of fun, you know? Hey, this girl's pretty crazy in a fun way. And then that crazy, really, once you pull the Scooby-Doo masks off, you realize it's not crazy good. It's crazy bad. But one thing, in their manic swings, they never went from let's party, let's rock and roll, let's have as much fun as I can, to welcome to the Ben Show. We're going to be talking about Bitcoin. And they never had that medicated look in their down. Their spiral was equally as frantic as their up. So, like, what was fun about the fireworks in the up, there was a lot of fireworks in the down. It was almost just like, are we up or are we down? Because it's the same type of weird energy coming out of you, right? And so when I see someone like Kanye or Ben all medicated like that, it's like they're on drugs. Because the crazy girlfriends I had, they weren't on drugs. They medicated themselves with booze, right? There's a lot of booze in there. Peter John, you must like volatility. I did, I suppose, but I guess that was the shallow end of the pool that I was swimming in. You know, are they different now? I don't know, maybe. But those, as you get older, those red flags, they ring out like a bell. Right. When you're younger, you can convince yourself that, yeah, you know, this time's different. Does she act like the ones before? Yeah, she does. But this time, it's different. 29 fear greed index. So we've amped up a bit, I suppose. I think on Friday it was 20 or 21. Wick says, so what if I'm crazy? It's the man's fault. Yeah, usually when I'm talking with people about certain behaviors from girlfriends and in the past, they'll give me a logical answer. Oh, well, why don't you just say this? I'm like, are we talking logic here? Are you trying to logically explain this person's behavior? Because there's no, there's a correlation. That's why I find trading a very feminine trait for men, right? It's like, the market is like a bipolar woman, or borderline personality disorder. And to sit there and spend your time wondering why and who and what, it's the market was supposed to, it had a bearish divergence and it didn't crash, and well, this was a bull flag and how come it didn't go up, right? Spending your time wondering why and how, and I can't believe I lost all my money. What the fuck, right? It's like trying to logically explain a bipolar girlfriend, We went on a trip. It was unbelievable. But she was so miserable the whole time. What the fuck? Are we supposed to have a good time on a trip? Yeah, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, that's why, trying to figure out the market. There's some golden rules, but just like anything, time's the greatest healer. Time in the market really flattens out these bipolar issues in the market / women too, right? They will heal themselves either into your life or out of your life. Common decency dictates everything. You just got to wait long enough. But, these days, I don't really have the time for that stuff. Look at these outflows on Friday. $500 billion. Will we see that reconcile today? Will we see those outflows reconcile, or, the whole last week we had mega outflows and the price just kind of kept going down. So it's the same on Friday as it was on whatever that day is. Oh, the 3rd. So these things are kind of, they're correlated, because you can't have all this outflows and not have the pressure, even though they're all OTC bullshit doesn't really affect the pricing. So we know, right? But this is, again, now I'm trying to logically explain a bipolar woman, right? Well, the price, everyone's sold, but the price, is going up. What I don't get it, right? You're not supposed to get it. So we'll see. Maybe it'll reconcile. Or Peter John, that sounds so specific from experience. Bruce Mai says, I was hoping things would perk up while I was out of town. Well, your time horizon isn't long enough, Bruce. If you expect things to change in a week, I don't know what to tell you. It's a funny freedom having a low time horizon, because in a weird way, the 4-year cycle is over because you're not subject to it. It's a weird time constraint you put on an already bipolar existence, right? And then once you look out into 2028, you realize all this is just noise from the upward signal. To a certain degree, I wouldn't mind if the bearish band-aid was pulled off and we just sunk down, because we know where we are. You know where you stand if we take a run at this bull market and there's just too many weird factors, too many dad rules keeping the price capped, despite the incredible fundamentals, then let's regroup like the WEF does. They try to implement their schemes, their digital IDs, their vaccines and everything. And when they get too much capped upside, they go back and they regroup and they get more power, and then they come out a little more powerful and they move the sand. So that's essentially what price action might do. If we can't seem to get above it, just let it go down. What are you going to do? Take $1,000 off a $132,000 top? It's not big enough. Not big enough. It's got to really outgrow. And we are at the end of the day, if you want to find the gratitude in your life right now, despite price action, despite the bipolar aspect of the market, and maybe the relationship you're in. I don't know anything about it, but I'm just saying there's probably a little bit of bipolar in there. Maybe it's you. I don't know. You said it. I didn't. If there's one thing to be grateful for, it's that you are in a very small community of early adopters. And you will probably go down in your family's history as perhaps the person who saved the family from generations of CBDCs, generations of being the reverse of a digital nomad. You can't leave, but this allowed maybe your family to get up and out of where you were going. This is, the reason you should be grateful. It doesn't matter about the price right now. The price will go up. That's inevitable. It's a number go up technology. But they will praise your name. Your grandkids will say, how come you guys made it to so-and-so land, right? Well, it's because my grandpa, Bruce Mai, and my uncle, H. Haas, and my other uncle, Peter John LaRue, they bought Bitcoin, before anyone did, right? They were like, there's only like 2% of the people. And, that's really why I feel incredibly grateful, because I can't believe I was lucky enough to get in as early as I did. Make sure you like and subscribe.